All right, today we're going to talk about for loops. We've talked about while loops in the past. For loops are just another way to do a loop. And so, you basically just kind of start. You don't have to create a variable ahead of time. You don't have to create any way to exit the loop before you actually start writing this. You really just need to start writing for x. And we're going to use, just to start off here, we're going to do for x in range. So what we're going to do now, there's other ways to write this, but we're going to start with just for x in range, because what we're going to do is have it basically count numbers for us. And we're just going to kind of keep this super simple. So let's say we want to start it off as 1, and then we're going to have it count to 10. Okay, pretty simple. And what this range function will do here is it will count from 1, and if we don't tell it anything else, it's going to count by 1. Now, later on, we'll talk about how we can actually have it count in different ways, in different types of numbers, and different types of ways of doing this. But we're going to just start with the really basics, and we're just going to kind of have it count 1 to 10. Okay. When you see this x right here, this can be anything. It does not have to be x. It could be z, g, whatever. This is essentially the variable that you would have had before in a while loop. And we're just kind of plugging it into this whole statement that we have here. And then, of course, we need the colon, just like we do with a while loop or an if statement in Python. We've got to make sure we have that colon at the end. And then when we tap, if we hit enter from there, obviously it keeps the tab for us. And we're going to go ahead and print x. So what this variable does is it says for x in range. Well, x will actually become 1. And then because we use the range function, it knows to count by whatever number we have, but which we didn't pick, so it's going to default to 1. And it's just going to keep changing this and printing this over and over and over with the new number. So it's going to do 1 and print it, then it's going to go back up here. It's going to say for x in range. It started with 1, now we're going to do 2, because we're not going to stop until we get to 10. And it will print this over and over and over. If I run it, there you go. Now, this is the stop number, so that's something to consider when we use for loops and we're using this type of setup. Is this is its stop number, and because it does for x in range, so let's say it printed 9, right? So 9 was right here, and now it goes up and says for x 9, it's 9 in range, and we're going to go to 10. Once it hits 10, it's just going to stop, and so it's not going to go back into the loop and print 10. It stops right there. If I wanted it to count to 10, I'd have to make this 11, and if I run it again, now it'll print the 10. Okay. All right. So kind of just a short video here. I do want to show you there is one other thing you can do with this. So let's say if this is just a really kind of a cool feature in Python. So this has it counting down, but let's say I would like it to count horizontally and put the numbers there. I can do end and say end is going to equal a space. So basically what this print is going to do is it's going to print x, whatever number it is at that time, and then it's going to print a space, run back through the loop, going to go ahead and find that new number, it'll become 2, and it will print the numbers like this. Okay, and this end is really kind of a useful tool you can use, because let's say if you want the numbers to go horizontally instead of vertically, you can do that. Okay, all right, hopefully that helps. Good luck with your coding.